Hello, Tanya here, and welcome back to my channel, Busy Book Reader. Today I am going to do a library haul. My daughter and I just got back from the library. We picked up quite a few books. Now, I like to go online ahead of time for books that I want and see if they have them in my library, and if they don't, then my library is like a community library where it can just get it from whatever sister library in our area has it. So I like to do that. That way when I go in with my kids, the books that I want are like right there on the held shelf, and all I have to do is go find my name and I can pull them off the shelf. Because I don't really have time to go look around and peruse as much as I wish I did. I just don't with my kids when my kids are with me, trying to keep tabs on them more than anything. My daughter and I went in, and she goes through the children's section and picks books, and then at the very end when we check out, I go and just get the books off the held shelf that I want. I find that just makes my trips to the library much less stressful, because a trip to the library should not be stressful at all, but sometimes with my kids it is. So I'm going to go through the novels first, and then comics and graphic novels that I got. The first library book that I checked out, I finally got my hands on, The Lies of Locke Lamora. Now this is a heist type book. I'm going to start reading this next week. I don't have time this week to read it, and you'll see why in just a minute. But I'm really looking forward to it. It gets a lot of good reviews, lots of action on the booktube, so that one should be good. The reason I can't read that one this week is because I'll be reading this bad boy, almost 700 pages of The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I'm really stoked to get started on this. I kind of don't know what I got myself into. I am reading this, and I'm also listening. I just started listening to the first Mistborn book on audiobook, so I have all these kind of epic fantasies going on right now, and I'm just hoping that I can keep the worlds and the characters straight and separate. So I'm really looking forward to this. So that one I started that one last night. It's probably going to take me a good week or two to read through that one. The next book I have is a non-fiction book. I started this one. I'm about a quarter of the way in, and that is called One Child, the Story of China's Most Radical Experiment. It talks about how in 1980 China started the one-child rule, and how here it is 35 years later and they're finally lifting that ban. It just talks about how things didn't go quite as they expected. There's now some repercussions that they're seeing from that decision back in 1980, and this is a journalist who wrote this, and she's following several different people throughout China, getting their stories. It's just, we all hear about this, but we don't really know, oh yeah, they can only have one kid in China. There's so many things that go along with it, so many awful things that go along with it, and this is, so far has been really good, so I'm hoping to get that done probably over the weekend. The next book I picked up is also a nonfiction book, and this was recommended. I saw this from Rency over at Rency Reads, and that is Just Mercy, A Story of Justice and Redemption by Bryan Stevenson. So Bryan Stevenson founded the Equal Justice Initiative, and he's also a lawyer. And so from what I understand, this is about his stories about defending people who were wrongly accused or wrongly convicted of crimes that they did not commit. Everybody's all into The Making of the Murderer on Netflix right now. I watched it. It was awesome, right up my alley. I love that kind of stuff. Not going to give my opinion over whether I think he did it or not, but just it made me think about how many people out there, you know, does this kind of stuff happen to. So I'm really looking forward to that. Thanks for that recommendation. Now on to the graphic novel / comic books. I'm just going to go through these rather quickly. First one I finally picked up was Nimona. Everybody loved this book in 2015. It was on everybody's favorites list, so decided I would give it a try. I am about almost halfway done with it. Probably finish that one this afternoon or tonight. Very enjoyable so far. I picked up Volume 1 of Shudder. This is by Joe Keating and Lila Del Duca. What a name. That's a cool name. Not really quite sure what this is about, but it's an adult graphic novel, which I seem to be enjoying a lot more than the young adult graphic novels. And it is by Image Comics, which I'm a big fan. So far, I found out most of their comics that are out I am really into. So even if I don't really know what it is, if it's from Image, I'm going to pick it up and give it a try. Next, I got one that has been going around the booktube lately, and that is The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. This is a Marvel Now. Not sure when I'll get to this one, but it'll be in the next week or so. I'm really excited to start this next one. This is an adult comic series, and this is by Bill Willingham, who is very well known in the comic world, and that is Fables, Legends in Exile. This is based off of fables, fairy tales, folklore, all those kind of things. There's like a ton of volumes in this series, so I'm just gonna get started on it. It looks really cool, really something I'm into, and it's in the adult category, which means it can be a little more hardcore, which I like. The next book I got was the book 1 of Jupiter's Circle. Not really sure what this one's about. I know it's about superheroes, but it is by Image, so thought I might pick it up and give it a try. Next, I picked up Chew. This is volume 3, Just Desserts. I am loving this one so far, this series. I haven't started 3 yet, but 1 and 2 were fantastic. I highly recommend this. And again, it's from Image. Another one that I got from Image is Pretty Deadly Volume 1. The art on this is just gorgeous. I am really looking forward to this. It's like, it's an adult, so it's very graphic, lots of sex and violence. And it looks like it's like a Western type setting, so that's really cool. Not something you see a lot in comics. Next here I have what is quickly becoming my favorite comic series, and that is Saga. I have volume 4 and 5. I have volume 3. I picked it up like 2 days ago from my library, read it already, and already turned it back in today. So 4 and 5, I believe these are all the only ones that are out. This is the last one that's released right now, so after this one I'm gonna have to wait until the next one comes out. I'm hoping that when I go to Comic-Con, Phoenix Comic-Con in June, that they have some new issues that I could pick up. Next, I got The Sandman and Endless Nights by Neil Gaiman. I am just gonna dive into this one. I haven't read like The Sandman, I don't know. I know there's a whole bunch of offshoots of The Sandman. I'm not even sure if I should read this before I read any of the other ones. I'm just gonna give it a try and see how it goes. Last but not least, I picked up along the same lines of, this is Bill Willingham's Fables, the Deluxe Edition Book 2. So the first one's Book 1, this is Book 2. Really looking forward to this as well. I love that I have 1 and 2, because stupidly, a lot of the times I only get the first book and then I read it and I'm like, oh my god, that was so good, I can't wait to get the other one. And I'd have to wait a day or two if my library has it. I have to wait like 3 or 4 days if they don't have it, and they have to get it from a different library. So why don't I just pick up the first 1, 2, or 3, or even 4 in the series? That way, if I like it, I can just marathon read it instead of having to wait. But that's what I do. I torture myself. So at least this one, I was smart enough to get 1 and 2, unlike some of the other ones that I've already shown you and I only have volume 1 of. So that does it for my library book haul. Leave me a comment down below if you have read any of these, if you enjoyed them, if you disliked them. I want to know that too. If you can think of something that you think I might like based off of any of these, leave that in the comments down below too. Also, real quick, I have a little bonus video for you. Some bonus clips. I did some vlogging while my daughter and I were at the library. So if you'd like, continue watching to see that. If not, you all have a happy reading day. Bye! Hello. So I'm doing a little vlog. Amelia and I are at our local library, which it's small and quaint, but we love it. So here's some vlogging for ya.
Hi, Mommy. Come see what you're all. See what the astronauts are doing.
I love the children's section. Full of cool decor. There's Amelia checking out a book. They have these little chairs.
Daddy.
Cute. What'd you bring, kiddo?
Look.
Oh, she loves her Octonauts.
No.
Oh, God.
Look.
We're in the library.
This must be better.
Did that one beep?
Oh, no.
There you go.